Hi everyone, it's Silver17. Let me first, like usual, I know these pictures, made a thumbnail, non-paid video, alright, okay. So, I'm basically was going to start working on my schoolwork around like 3, but it's 2 something, and I decided to make a video. So, yeah. I'm going with part 2 of this series, and then I technically don't know from where, because I'm probably going to focus on, well, my schoolwork for this next week or so. It's just a lot of shit's happening, guys. Honest and truth. But anyway, so let's just get this thing started. This is what if Naruto had the mark of the outsider from Dishonored. Part 2. So, as I said in the last video, we are basically, gonna have the outsider meet Naruto again. And before I get any comments, I haven't not gotten no comments in the first video, but basically, it's just, I'm not gonna have him always appear, in some things, like a lot in the game and, Dishonored, but it's just for the fact is that there's a lot of, the outsider has a lot of interest in Naruto. Besides, that's also I kind of want Naruto, the executioner ability to be able to change forms. So I kind of made it like he's been around for so long, so he would have found the hidden mist village or basically and showed them materials where they could find like void metal, so they would change on the person and such. So yeah, I thought that was a good idea and such. But anyways, so let's just go to where Naruto's in the void again. Seeing the outsider. For a reason, because of, well, Naruto has not gone and looked for any of the actual, how should I say, for more of the ruined scrolls, basically. So yeah, it's kind of just like, gonna like show him some more stuff to help him out, sort of thing. But you'll see. Anyways, let's just get into this actually now. I'm wasting time. Anyways, so Naruto's waking up, and well, he finds himself in the void, and well, he basically sees the actual doors open from his room, and there's, well, actually I don't think there was a door in his room to begin with, but he actually sees the void. So he does walk, out the door for him and be like, why am I here again? He goes, well, actually, here's the outsider. He goes like, well, first off, I'm very surprised that you're able to actually learn everything so quickly. And, well, it seems you also found out about the kunais that you have that only you can use. That they basically stay only if your shadow clones use it. Which Naruto nods. He goes, yeah, also, why the heck am I, how should I say this, a lot more of everything, more agile and more, well, in tune in a battle. He goes, oh, well, there's a few passive things that happen. Normally you have to use a rune to incorporate that into your abilities, but for some weird reason, I think it's because of the Kyuubi's chakra that you, well, were able to at least get a bit of the void abilities to be passive still without ever using runes. Which Naruto's eyes widened that, and he's actually just like, says, huh, well, ain't I lucky? He doesn't know if he's lucky or not. But after he shakes his head a little bit, he goes like, anyways, why am I here? He goes, oh, well, you've gained better experience in your ninja career, but you haven't found any more scrolls. So, I also came to inform that I forgot about, if I believe, talismans. or should I say talismans, charms, that you can use. Which Naruto's like, I think you said that, but I'm not too sure. He goes, well, does not matter right now. So, I'm here, though, to tell you a few things. There are some of my scrolls here in the village. Use the telltale heart to find them. Actually, you'll be able to get a unique sense from which direction you face with it. It'll actually be able to help you as a beacon. Which Naruto kind of realized in this, and he goes like, anything else? Oh yes. I have one of the people I gave my gift to actually help you out. To become a lot more stronger by giving you the food that you necessarily need. I do not do this for anyone, Naruto. So, I've only do this for my own interest. Understand that. It's not just to be a helpful person, but to be frank, I do want to see how me shaping you would turn out. So, it's a perfect time for the night to actually go out and find some of the scrolls. And maybe some of the talisman charms. Good luck to you, Naruto. Oh, and be wary of a man with... Actually, he just, like, shows what Danzo looks like. Which Naruto, like, nods, and then he disappears. So, instead of Naruto waking up, he's basically, opening up his eyes, and he's in front of a gate. He was like, what the? The QB? But I was supposed to wake up. He goes, well, technically, before he can say more, the Nine Tails, aka Kurama, basically opened up his eyes. He was like, hey, kid. He's like, what you need, furball? He just sighs and be like, listen. I only brought you here before you woke up because of one reason. I'm only here to tell you, because I have my full power, my chakra is being absorbed a lot more quicker than normally. Which Naruto's blinking. He goes, what? He sighs. Kurama basically goes like, listen. This is very strange for me, but it seems like some of my abilities as a Biju have returned. And my natural rate of absorbing natural energy has returned. So, in a sense, kid, you're gonna have a lot more chakra control to do. By the time, well, you're about, I would say, 14, maybe even 15, your reserves will be above Kage level, as enough as it is already. But you are going to go through some physical changes. Be warned of that. So, that's all I wanted to tell you. Which Naruto was like, wait. You have abilities besides whatever you do? He was like, besides just my tails and my tail beast bomb? Yes. He's like, what are your abilities then? He's like, he just looking at Naruto with a blank stare and says, I'm not telling you. Now be gone. He basically just just like blows him away with a puff of air. As Naruto wakes up, he goes like, I hate that fox. I really hate that fox. But, as Naruto's getting up, he recalls what basically the QB said. He goes like, recalls what the QB says. Sorry I'm repeating myself. It's just, I make my words stumble, then I just go back and repeat it. So, sorry. But anyways. So, as Naruto is basically, as I said, get up, he basically thinks about what the QB said. He's like, how physical changes? What does that mean? And besides, I've been feeling a little bit more different lately. Well, I mean, I kind of accept my hatred for the village and kind of stopped being picked on all the time by them. Heck, I even stopped even caring if they're glaring at me anymore. one of them tried to even like throw a bottle at me. I caught it and threw it right back at him. And immediately I was brought to a council room. And we have a little flashback. So, basically, the council, civilian, the ninja, including Hiruzen and the three elders were there, as Naruto's literally just picking his ear with his, pinky. And then after, that, he basically flicked it. He's like, let me guess. I threw a bottle at some civilian, and now I'm here because you want to punish me. As if as the civilians, start saying, yes, you should die for that demon brat. Blah, blah, blah. Naruto just sighs. And he just looks at the ninja council. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know they were going to be this annoying. Honest and truth. Which, someone actually kind of surprised, but, thank him. He goes like, besides, he looks at the civilian council. If someone threw a bottle at you, what are you going to do? Let it hit you? They're like, no. Then why should I? Because you're a demon. He's like, did he just break the third law? I mean, of course I already know about it, but still. Which some people are kind of shocked, including civilians. And he's like, also, you really think I was never going to find out? All of you people hate, well, I don't know about the ninja council, but all of you hate me. He just points at every civilian. Then he basically looks at Haruno, Sakura's mom. He goes like, especially you, I think, because your daughter literally punches me in the head a lot. So, in a sense, I don't know if you hate me, for what reason I don't know, for killing many people, which was the fox's fault, not mine. Like, seriously, you can't tell a kunai from a scroll? That's kind of, I don't know, ignorant and stupid. Which everyone's looking at him in shock, and he's like, seriously, get that F over your, hatred. I mean, I don't care, honest and truth. I mean, I can literally be out of this village and be missing in if I wanted to. But you know what? I'm being above that. I literally don't care for your village council. Ninja Council, some respect. Some of you have done a little bit of stuff for me, but most of you just let me get beaten, especially on my birthdays. Ugh. I remember one I actually got freaking pierced by a kunai that was heated. Luckily, the scar is gone by now. Which some ninjas were, some of the ninja council were shocked, like Kiba's mom, the Inuzuka. And basically, Shikamaru's and Choji's dad. Then he just kind of looks like Inoichi, basically Ino's father. He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, what the heck are you even teaching your daughter, council member? He just points to Ino's father. He was like, what do you mean? He's like, seriously, your daughter probably doesn't even know only knows the basics. What have you been teaching her? He's like, huh? Seriously, she's a fangirl. All she cares about is Sasuke Uchiha. No offense, I don't see what's the point in even caring about that Tem, but whatever. Which, finally, the one of the elders, basically, the male with the glasses, hey, enough already. He goes, alright, fine, let's get down to business. He's just like, looking at him with not even a care in his eyes. He was like, you attack a civilian. He was like, more like defended myself. I just threw the bottle back at him. It's like, no matter. You'll be severely and he goes like, yeah, no. I mean, why would you punish the Jinchuriki for defending himself? Unless you're thinking he only as a weapon and a tool. And a demon that should not be treated as such. I mean, it's not like you actually expect me to actually lie down and let you guys beat me now, is it? In which the elders are kind of quiet, but the civilians aren't. They're saying, yes, we should. You actually deserve it because you killed everyone. And he was like, and he just literally just ignoring the civilian council. He's like, can we please get rid of these people? They're legit just irritating to my ears. Like, legit. They're ignorant. They believe I'm the demon. It's like they don't even believe in the fourth Hokage's sealings. I mean, any seals that he make. I mean, it's not like he wanted me to become a hero. Now was it? He's looking at Hiruzen with Hiruzen's eyes widening. And then Naruto does something when basically one of the council members try to hit Naruto, well, actually run up with a knife, says, "Die, demon!" Naruto decided, like, you know what, I don't care. He throws the three-pronged kunai, and immediately it whizzes past the guy I was gonna kill, try to kill him, and he just blinks to it, holding it right at the guy's neck because he's actually on the body of the guy, with that using chakra. And he's like legit just looking at the guy, when he had his head turned to him. He was like, "Listen here, you stupid ninja, you villager council, or civilian council member. I don't care who the heck you are. Just know this. I'm done." I already told this to Hokage-sama, which that surprised everyone, including Danzo. Not because of the blinking. The blink was a surprise. But the thing is, they were surprised that Naruto called his Hiruzen, instead of Jiji, Hokage-sama. Or just Hokage. No one ever knew to give him any, give honorifics. But Hiruzen knows this is, because that's saying, "I don't trust you no more," sort of thing. And it hurts him. But he was like, "I already told him, I will fight back. I will defend myself. And I don't care for the villagers. I will just basically fight back. All your hatred towards me is no more. So understand this, I am done." So, quick question. He goes, "What? Do you want to die today?" Which, just with that cold, Naruto just went cold for a minute. And the guy realized, even seeing Naruto's eyes. So he's basically scared, as everyone else is, including Hiruzen. Because Naruto did not said it with any emotions. He, for a minute, thought Naruto has been en route. Danzo was even quite surprised. The guy says, "No, I don't. I have a family." He goes like, "Oh, alright. What's your point?" He goes, "What? This is the ninja world. You are basically in a room with ninjas. People die all the time in it. It's only a matter of life. So, tell me, why should I even care? After all, you're one of the people that beat me. Heck, you're one of them that actually nearly took out one of my eyes before Anbu came and saved me. When I was only 7. So tell me, why should I care?" As basically he actually has one of the prawns sticking at the guy's neck, drawing some blood. He's like, I'm sorry. He was like, "You're not sorry. You're only sorry that you actually are being, almost killed by the demon brat, huh? But, since we're in front of other ninjas," he basically moves the kunai away and throws it at the ground immediately where he was, as he just blinks before the kunai even hits it, and he catches it, and puts it back in his kunai pouch. Which, everyone just looked at him, he was like, "What? Hold up." Alright, sorry about that. But anyways, so, yeah, when everyone just looked at him, just Hiruzen just has, "Naruto, how did you..." Say, "I don't know. I found it at Wave. I mean, found it in a strange scroll, and then all of a sudden, the kunai was there. So, I just kind of learned the jutsu. It's called Blink, I think. It had some weird, strange writing. That's all I could tell it was. As soon as I basically looked back at the scroll, when I woke up, it was gone. So I've been using it. I mean, I didn't show at the wave mission since I was knocked out by some guy. So, I've been using it to get around the village. I mean, it's very easy. Just throw the kunai and boom, I'm gone in a flash. Which is Naruto saying that, people just looking at him. Because secondly, if you guys don't know how I think it is, it's like, when you use Blink, it's like you're there, and when you move, it's like a flash or gone. So in a sense, just by him saying that, and my belief in that, is like, everyone just kind of looking at Hiruzen. Some people were saying that's the, the civilian count's about to say that's the Haraisen Jutsu and he shouldn't know it. And Naruto just sighs and be like, so, are we done here? Cause I just don't have the time of day for this. I gotta get back to training. He's like, yes, Naruto, we are done. He was like, cool, peace. And then all of a sudden, just poof, cage bunching. Everyone just realized. And just Donzo, for some reason, just starts laughing. Which kind of shocks many people. He was like, he didn't even come here. I don't know why, but I have a feeling Kakashi taught him something like this. Meanwhile, with Kakashi and Naruto, Kakashi sneezes, and then he was like, someone talking about me? He was like, yeah, probably somebody saying, because after they realized it was a cage bunching. Or, it dispelled, and probably someone from the council said that. Which, Kakashi nods. So, yeah, but basically, after that mini flashback ends, Naruto goes into, the kitchen, and immediately gets on his, he basically goes to look for something to eat real quick. He eats, he goes back into his room, finds anything dark clothing that he has, then immediately goes and grabs his actual, ninja sandals. And, let's just say this. He basically goes into the village during the night, on the rooftops. He has the, basically, telltale heart. And he's basically holding it in different directions until it the beating it was just slow. When he gets near, when he basically is going his hand towards the Hokage tower, it basically starts beating really fast. And then he basically asks, tell me what you know. Basically it says, 4 scrolls are there, basically Kushina is saying. 4 scrolls are there. And they have tremendous powers that would be useful towards you, Naruto. I say you get it. It'll be very good. And besides, depends on what they could be. You could get edge on anyone in the ninja world. Which Naruto just nods. Basically, the heart goes back into the seal on his wrist, immediately jumping towards it. So, he snuck into the Hokage tower. He basically, though, did get the heart out, and, basically always a few times, and he found it in where the forbidden scroll was. And because of his last, break-in, it was harder to get in. So what he did was very simple. He basically snuck through the vents. And after he got into that room, somehow, there was a vent and no one realized it, not even he. He does follow the heart and, a heartbeat of it saying, if it's getting there, he's getting closer or farther away from it. And when he finds it, there's about 3 different scrolls. 3 different rune scrolls. And 2 talismans. Talisman charms, actually. So, he's like, yo, what the? No way. This can't be. So, he picks up 2 of the talisman charms. Well, actually, both of them, actually. And immediately, he basically can tell what they do. One of them allows him to have greater speed, and the other one allows him to basically have a faster vitality, or heal, you can say. It takes half the time to heal. He was like, I wonder how I have these activated. Let's see. So, he basically rolls up the sleeve that he has on from his dark clothing. By the way, no one knew about him having the mark on his left hand, because I forgot to mention, he will wear, tape, medical tape on it, including just towards the wrist, covering the seal that he has. So basically, he rolls up his sleeve, immediately puts them both on his arms. For the talismans, I'm having them basically being put on the body, and they go absorbing through the skin of the people that have the outsider mark. So, in a sense, it's a physical a boost to himself. So Naruto puts them on, he can feel the power coursing through his veins. He goes, huh, cool. So he basically then looks at the rune scrolls, and there's a note on it. It was by Kurama Senju, saying, I found these during I would say in between the peacetime of the First and Second Ninja War. No, wait, he probably wasn't born by the... yeah, he was, probably. Basically just one of the world wars, the peacetime through it. Let's just say First and Second. He basically, it says, I do not what these knows what they are. Wait, let me repeat that. I do not know what these are, besides scrolls. They have power I cannot understand. Something dark and evil. Something cold that would send shiver down anyone's spine. I would like to have forbidden anyone to ever use these. And I pray to those who ever use it to not, be corrupted by this power. So, this is why, it's in order to realize this is why it's in the forbidden section that he realized he's in. But he just takes them, though. He basically realized, though, there was actually security seals in the room. So he was like, crap! In his head. And he realizes it. So he basically takes them. And he knows the air vent may not work. Again, so, in a sense, he can't even go outside the window. So he opens one of them immediately, not immediately. He looks at one of the scrolls, and then he looks at the other one. Finally, he looks at the last one. He basically sees one thing called Shadow Silence. This is one of the basic skills I'm giving him that is, that basically is just one upgrade, nothing more, nothing less. Similar to basically the first game, sometimes with some of the skills, or Dishonor 2. But basically, though, he basically can read it, and basically focus on it, and gain that ability, and there's no upgrade because it's overpowered already, if you really think about it. It's called Shadow Silence. So, in a sense, yeah. So, Naruto basically, after looking at it, what it says, basically says this. It basically gives a person the ability to become invisible with no sound. Nothing can be heard. He can move freely throughout the whole entire world because it's like he's in between. It also states it's like being in the void. Nothing can stop him. He can't go through objects, but he just cannot be seen and he cannot be touched. So after that, he focuses on it and gains that skill. Well, basically the ability, and, he basically uses it right away holding the two scrolls. So, after that, a few Anbu come into the room, as Naruto basically runs towards the exit and immediately leaves, still having the ability activated. Alright, when he gets outside of the actual Hokage mansion and 2 buildings away, Hokage Tower, 2 buildings away, he's basically turned back to visible. He's like, I can't believe that actually worked. So, he basically starts, ninja hopping to his apartment, and then immediately getting in and locking the door. So he basically takes out the heart, and he basically can communicate with his mom through the heart. Basically, he's like, hey, Mom, I got the scrolls, and one of them is really awesome. She basically shown through a holographic image somehow. Basically, she's like, really? How? He explains by what it is, and she's like, oh my god, you're like Jiraiya, but better. He's like, Jiraiya? Oh, just your father's pervert teacher. I used to call him Arrow Senin. He always hated that name. He's like, really? What's he like? He goes, well, he's one of the 3 Sanin. There's Orochimaru, the traitor. Then there's basically Tsunade, who left the village, Slug Princess, and then there's Jiraiya the Toad Sage. So, the self-proclaimed super pervert. I always kick him in the gut when send him flying. Especially when he's peeking on women for his research. As which Naruto just kind of has a sweatshop. He was like, ow, that type. Please don't tell me he's somehow basically related to me. Krishna does not answer, goes back into the heart. He's like, he basically puts it back in his, into the seal. He's like, you know what? I should never have asked. So, he looks at the other two scrolls. One of them is an upgrade scroll. Self-explanatory. But, next one, though, is another scroll called Dark Vision. Yeah, Dark Vision. What it says, it allows him to see people for walls and such, and basically give him, for this ability though, he basically can also see items if he upgrade the skill, well, the ability. And just because he has one scroll, I would say to see people and items, well, it already lets him see people, but see items and such, it costs one rune scroll. So, yeah, I'm gonna basically increase it to like 2, because there's like first tier level, the upgrade for the first one. Second one's gonna be a little bit more, like 2 rune scrolls. So basically, Naruto focused on upgrading that, but then he realized, wait, I need to see how it looks. So he activates, well, basically he concentrated on Void Vision scroll, and he gains this ability. Then he activates his, Void Vision, and basically he sees certain items glowing. Well, not items yet. He basically can see people outside his apartment passing by. He's like, huh. So I can only see as far as I can. I think it's also if I can increase my eyesight, I can actually increase how far I can see people. I need to get some type of telescope or something. Well, let's upgrade his skill then. So he now can see items. Now, important ones. After reading it though, the scroll, well, no, before he concentrates on the scroll to upgrade the Void Vision, he goes back and read it. He basically sees a list of each skill that, like, what they can do for him, since depends on which one he has. And so he found Void Vision, and the first one he can basically see items. Anything that's important that would actually be of use to him. So it would say like something that's valuable, something that basically can help him heal, food also, and such and such. So he's like, huh. Well, it looks like I'm actually gonna be having a nice time robbing some people from basically what they overcharge me. He just has a grin on that. So he basically, concentrates after rolling it up, and he focuses on Void Vision, Tier 1. And boom! He now can see objects for the dark, or, day. Just they'll glow for him. So, after that, he decides since he's up, he surely go through the bad part of Konoha. Maybe he can gain some information. Which then he actually realizes, wait, when have I started thinking like this before? I mean, I need to survive, and besides, these villagers won't help me, so why do I think some people would? So all of a sudden, he hears the QB in his head. He's like, kid, listen. I said this. I don't know what the heck's going on with you, but for some weird reason, why you question yourself? Yes, the villagers don't like you because of, well, they're ignorant. But there are some people here in this village that may actually help you. That are the unsavory type. So, go and see, alright? Which Naruto just like, wait, when could we ever talk like this? He speaks out loud, he's like, mental link. Only, have your thoughts. Say in your head, alright? Now, I'm gonna try to sleep. It's been a while since I've been whole. So, basically, hold up. Alright, so, after that, Naruto, just sighs. You know what? Yeah, people in this village can be jerks to me, but who knows, maybe there actually are some good people on the, well, not good side of the law, or basically people's interests besides themselves. So, what Naruto does is after he leaves his apartment, he goes back into the village. But he goes, I would think he would basically be in an area, because he's close to Hokage, tower. It would be in a better, better place. So he would then just go to, let's say, a red light district, basically. And when he basically gets there, he's like, huh, a lot of people are out in this place. I can already tell this ain't, well, the best part of the village. But you know what? I need to gather some more info. And, I mean, better establish something like have spies or getting information from people that could at least tell me where some of these runes or talismans are. Heck, if I can even ask anyone to find any place that has unknowingly dark sense of cold and death in the air, or when they're near this item. Because these talismans is basically, he looks at his, after lifting up his sleeve and just see the kanji on his arm, are really useful. I mean, the Hambu had a little bit of trouble more keeping up with me. So he basically jumps down, and he does have his his Heitai 8, but it's around. No, he basically has it probably if you think covered. So, but still, he's just walking through the red light district, and some people are looking at him. He does have his face covered, so villagers that are out during the night are looking at him. He's looking at each one of them and such. As they do give him glares, but they're less heated. And, well, he couldn't understand that, but it's not like they do hate him, but these people who basically are in the red light district who are workers, those are the people that are not glaring at him. The civilians are just ignoring him. So the people that work in the red light district have hatred towards Naruto, but at the same time they hear about his life. So some of them do take revelation in him getting hurt, a lot of them don't. So basically, Naruto's walking through, he basically is passing by a few places. And, I mean, he would take out some yen and ask how much is for to eat here. Just to go. Because it's one of those meat on the stick sort of thing. And they just say, 300 Ryu. Which Naruto was surprised and just gave him, and just Naruto eats. So, while Naruto's, walking by someone who, in this, outside drinking area, he was like, I can't believe it. Which Naruto, kind of hears and pretends like he's still eating his food because he still has a couple. It's one of the guys go what do you mean? He's like, I can't believe that someone I care about decided to leave the village. He's like, wait, you don't mean Hitane? Yeah, Hitane left. I know the name's weird, just go with it. He's like, why? She goes, well, she says the item I have. And he goes, the talisman to ward off evil? He's like, yeah. She said it's evil and it brings bad omens to her in her sleep. Then why did she leave the village? I don't know. She said something about a shadow in the village. I will rise into the light and we won't be able to stop it. Paranoid or something. Which Naruto eventually finished. He was so, what the talisman look like? Which the guy looks at him and is like, huh? Wait, it's you. The demon brat. He was like, you don't say with much hate or, much anger in your voice. You're like, I don't really care at the moment. I mean, I lost a few people during the... Wait. Ah, crap. He goes, don't worry, I know. And I'm saying you have permission to say whatever you want. He was like, alright then. I lost a few people I knew in the attack, but... I saw your suffering during the day at one point, even I can agree on one thing. He goes, huh? Most of the civilians don't know what's a kunai from a scroll. Which Naruto sort of grins, but he's like, alright. Thanks, but seriously though, the talisman. They had any kanji similar to these. As Naruto basically moves down his arm, his left one, basically the one he put the talisman charms on it, and basically he's showing it. It's like something like that. It had some type of weird power that got really cheap at a pawn shop. It was back in my Genin days, and outside of in one of the towns. I don't know why the guy was so happy to get rid of it. It's been giving me great luck ever since. He's like, really? Well, yeah. I mean, a few times I would have died, but for some weird reason, I survived. I think it brings me luck. But lately, I've been thinking it's more like a curse. It's like, any bad dreams you've been having lately? He's like, oh yeah, plenty, ever since I got it, but I got so used to them and they don't bother me anymore. Whereas Naruto and the guy's friend look at him strangely. He's like, yeah, I'll buy up that talisman off you. Got it with you? He's like, yeah, sure do. Actually, I'll just give it to you for free on this one. I'm not really in the mood. I mean, I don't really think it's worth much, as I only got like 100 Ryu when I was a Genin. Probably isn't worth nothing by now. Which Naruto just nods and he takes it. Basically, his arm is still, basically uncovered. So basically, though, from what he can tell from it, this basically gives him a better defense. So he puts puts his arm around his back and attaches it to him without anyone noticing. And well, basically, it's where everyone will see the front of your arm, but when you turn your arm around, and like it's like that's where the kanji will be. So it's like where the palm of your hand to the wrist, and then it just goes, downwards. It's hard to explain. If I had a picture, or in person, I could be able to show it, but I'm not going. I can't. I'm just explaining as best I can. So, anyways, though, he basically rolls back up to sleep. He was like, "Anything else you want to talk about?" He was like, "Not really." He's like, "So, quick question though for you. Know anyone who can give information for a fair price?" Which that kind of takes these two ninjas a little bit off guard. He's like, "What type of info?" "Oh, something like the talisman that you had just had. Scrolls that seem ominous, cold even." So, oh, no, not really. It's like, darn. I was hoping to get some info. Well, thanks. Which basically both of them were saying, no problem. I mean, they're a little bit, they're a little bit drunk, but still, those were the two that didn't really hate Naruto. So Naruto does, go out of the red light district, but then he basically sees someone being dragged into an alleyway by a man, basically a woman being dragged, as Naruto just sighs. He kind of decided to actually put his headband around his bicep, and legit take out the three-pronged kunai, and basically just run, dash towards the alleyway. When he basically gets near it, he hears the muffled screaming of the woman, as the guy saying, just shut it already! If you want to live, just be quiet! So, she's basically muffled crying now, as the guy just has a big grin on his face. Naruto, can see it with void vision. He actually sees the guy has something pretty peculiar on him. He basically has a crossbow. A weird one. But he basically just doesn't think about it right now. So he basically sneakily goes up to the guy and holds, since he's basically his height is short, he basically holds the kunai to the guy's throat. And the guy looks, he sees the blue eyes of Naruto, and he goes, you don't deserve to live. But the guy just sneers and, basically tries to hit Naruto while he dodges. He immediately gets out the telltale heart, and basically, the guy doesn't see it because he's only focused on Naruto's face. It's like, you, the demon brat! Oh, I'm gonna enjoy killing you. Heck, actually, I think I'm gonna have a little bit more fun than killing. Well, fun before you die, actually. Which Naruto just has the heart, And the heart, well, Kushina basically says this. This man is vile. He takes pleasure in hurting people. Heck, he has to take pleasure in raiding. Basically raiding villagers underneath the disguise of as a civilian outside of Konoha. He basically has hurt so many people, their lives that he's taken. He even sold people to other people, which Naruto just growls. And the heart disappears, but he did hear before the heart, disappeared back into the actual seal. Like, kill him, Naruto! Show no mercy! As Naruto had a slight grin mentally. So, he basically actually takes out the blade and immediately pulls the trigger and has it become the executioner blade. Which the guy and the woman is just shocked. But the kunai in hand, he goes, "Hey, word of advice for your buddy." He goes, "Huh?" He throws the kunai, and it basically doesn't even hit the guy. It actually falls right in front of his feet as the guy just starts laughing. He goes, "What was that supposed to do?" As Naruto just ignores him and says, "Don't blink." He goes, "Huh?" So, basically, yeah, he blinks and Naruto's just gone and right in front of him already. Which the guy's like, "What the?" As he cleaves the guy right in two. Which Naruto's even surprised he was actually able to, swing the executioner blade so easily. He didn't realize that even though he's able to swing it, it wouldn't have been that easy. So after that, he basically unholds the trigger and turns back into the regular sword, but the skinnier sword and the way it will look like for Koro and Emily's sword combined. But yeah, and he just swings the blade and getting the blood off of it, puts it back on his side. So he looks at the woman and then looks back at the guy, and he literally decides this: "Hey, free money." So he literally just looking for the guy's cash. He finds it, and heck, he actually decides, crossbow. Why not? I mean, he sees the design. The crossbow is just a normal crossbow, but for some reason, it looks like there's something there that would help it with something. But he doesn't know. Some pieces of metal. So he decides to put it on it, again, on his side. And the woman's just like, "Why'd you save me?" He goes, "Felt like it. Also, I don't like, trash like this guy. So, I decided to help you. With no charge, out of the goodness of my heart." As Naruto starts walking away, turns around, bends down, picks up the kunai, and leaves. She goes, "Wait, who are you?" He goes, "Oh, I'm what everyone calls the demon brat. So, hate me, scorn me, be mad at me, tell everyone that I killed. Doesn't matter. As long as you're alive." So he basically throws the kunai at a building, and immediately he's gone. And, he does technically land on the building using chakra, and basically takes the kunai and leaves. So, this woman basically leaves, and right when she leaves the alleyway, two people come. She goes, "My lady, are you okay?" She's like, "Yes, I'm fine. What do you think of Naruto Uzumaki?" This woman asked. And he was like, "Well, we don't like the kid very much, but we don't hate him either. We're indifferent. Why?" "Well, some man that just came to the village, I think recently, was decided to do something, and the boy saved me from it." Which, basically they're shocked from it, because by the way her outfit sort of looks, ripped a little bit, yeah, they can tell something bad was going to happen to her. Well, basically one of them was like, "Well, tell your father right away." As the other one nods, and he goes, "Yes. Also, can you get some people to dispose the body before the ninjas find out? We don't want them to, know about the red, some people dying outside the red light district," which everyone nods. So, basically, you can pretend it's like a mafia, you can say, in the village. Some people that basically run the crime in the village. A mafia gang or group or gang, basically just whatever you want to say. Just, basically the woman who she is, she was the daughter of this so-called leader. We'll find out who she is later. But anyway, so after that, Naruto basically goes back home, has the crossbow, puts it somewhere, the blade in his nightstand drawer, and sleeps. So the next day is the day where they find out about the tuning exams. Everything will go exactly the same, but the thing is, when Kakashi leaves, Sasuke leaves, Sakura actually gonna go train. Kakashi did not actually get her out of her fangirl tendencies, but the thing is, he actually told her all her faults and how far ahead of Naruto is than her, along with Sasuke. So in a sense, he kind of used the fangirl tendency, along with basically guilt tripping her, into basically training. Which Sasuke's kind of glad and happy. Naruto just literally, legit, just stopped even caring for Sakura for very little. He cares for her, but it's not much. Which, technically, he was the first one who actually walked away and says, "See you guys later. I'm gonna go turn the paper. See ya." Which Sakura's like, "Naruto." He goes, "Yeah? What?" He goes, you're not gonna ask me out on a date?" He looks at her, he's like, "Why would I? You hit me so many times for no reason just because I said something stupid or tried to cheer you up. So why would I want to date someone like you?" And that's kind of surprises her a lot along with Sasuke. And so she's going to go train now and also do some real thinking on it, on what Naruto said. Anyways, Naruto turns in the paper and he basically goes back to his apartment because he was just going to go grab a scroll that Kakashi gave him to train on. And who he sees is basically the girl, the woman he saved, who basically the age is like 19 years old. She basically has black hair with green eyes, wearing a kimono that's basically blue and white with the patterns of flowers on it. While the man is basically same hair color, brown eyes, wearing civilian clothing, just basically white shirt, a jacket over it, basically just brown pants, along with just sandals, along with two guards. Which Naruto's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Yes." Are you Naruto Uzumaki? He was like, "Yeah." Why? He's already going, he's basically slowly reaching back to his kunai pouch, which the man just basically asked him, "Please, I'm only here to thank you, and to offer you something." He's like, "Huh? Okay." So, they go into his apartment. He basically, makes them some tea, along with the guards. He goes, "So, what does this offer?" He goes, "Well, you saved my daughter, and I'd like to thank you for that." So he bows to Naruto. He's like, I did it out of the goodness of my heart. I didn't ask for anything. But why are you here, though?" He goes, "Well, you've changed recently, and that's kind of strange for most people. The civilians have been giving you a wide berth. I've been looking at you a little more glaring like, but not ever attacking you again after what you did to that civilian. Am I right?" He goes, "Yeah. They've been a little bit more distant, but can tell they hate it. They want to hurt me more. As well, because of your action and what you did to a civilian council member, they fear you now." Which Naruto kind of chuckles. He goes like, "Oh, believe me, they would fear me if they even knew what I can do. I'm a ninja. They're only civilians. No offense, but they should know their place." Which the father nods to this woman, which Naruto goes like, "Anyways, though, before any more talk, what's your name?" He goes, "Oh, Hizashi. This is my daughter, well, Kagusin, yeah, Kagusaya. Yeah, Kagusaya. I don't know, I just thought of it. In which she basically bows to him and goes, "Hello there, it's good to meet you again." Which Naruto, nods his head. He's like, "Anyways, your offer?" He was like, "Well, we know if you, well, I know a few people here in the village that I run their business, that are blacksmiths. And, well, I also know a few places that could help you get some better clothing. Which Naruto's looking at him. He's like, wait, is this like a partnership or something? Like I'm gonna have to do some shady stuff for you behind the scenes? Which he nods no. He says, to be frank, admit you're a genin. I cannot use you. Even though I have a few people in the ninja forces as my own men. You are, how should I say, always watched because of the Anbu in my condition. I get it. But anyways, what are you saying? He was like, well, I'm willing to basically sell you, or at least show you places that no normal ninja or civilian can get stuff from. He was like, so the black market? He's like, you're informed. He was like, kind of learn about that. Well, learn the words and what they are like through over the years when you're 8 to 9 years old, plus 10, hiding in the red light district at times. You overhear some stuff. In which the man nods. So, Hisashi basically just says, so, I want to give you a few items, like a new set of clothing and, well, how should I say this? Something to help you, since it would not be right for you to walk around the village wearing some hideous clothing that you have, along with keeping your face covered when you don't want people to know you. Which Naruto was looking at him. He was like, really? He was, yes. So, is that alright with you? He's like, no interests, no, side thing where basically you're gonna come back for IOU. Which he just chuckles like, oh no, 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 no. No. It's more of just helping out and repaying someone of a debt. That is all, of a father. And you have also caught my interest, Uzumaki Naruto. Especially you have a three-pronged kunai. And you look similar to the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Which Naruto's looking at him a little bit, with cold eyes suddenly, which kind of freaks out the daughter along with the two bodyguards, but not the man with not Hisashi. He goes like, just because I look like him doesn't mean I'm him. And why would you even bring up that? He was like, oh, well, let's just say, he was a nuisance for me a while back, but I respected his decisions and how he tried to help out the village as a leader. But as a person that basically tried to hound us down, it was an annoyance. Am I glad he's dead? No. And yes, it's a complicated thing, really. But with you, if you were his son, I would hold no grudge or hatred, or even try and make a political game on you. After all, these villagers don't treat you like a prince, and a child like you has suffered enough. My organization, he was like Yakuza gang or something like that, he would say, basically the mafia. He goes, yes. I'm just gonna say, like, just like, if for some reason, though, they named themselves after the Nine Tails and Legend, to try fearing people. So it's like the QB Akosa gang, or Yakuza, basically, you can say. Just, or just that's their name or something. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking of it, but I'm just trying to have Naruto gain items that he won't get in the village. Basically, how we could get in the Dishonor game, how Kurama will get his upgrades and such. So, Naruto just sighs, be like, well, at least you want to try to kill the kid then. He goes, exactly. I mean, I run the whole entire red light district, and a little bit of the shops in the regular district, and the higher class district of Konoha, but nothing more. Which Naruto nods. So he asks, "You got anything else?" He's like, We do also have some networks in other villages and other main villages." It's like, really? Like where? Sand? Sand Village, Mist Village, Kumo, Rock Village. Which Naruto's kind of eyes wide. He was like, really? He goes, it's good to have a few ninjas on hand in an organization with a few summon contracts. Especially ones that some of our members branch out to our villages, and have made quite a name for themselves. Which Naruto's kind of eyes widen, but then he has a grin and he goes like, "Alright then, show me, and maybe I can actually find something useful." He just nods. He goes, "You're not gonna, well, argue with me saying you are a Konoha village, ninja, and you're gonna report us to the third Hokage?" He's like, he just nods no. He was like, "To be frank, on my last mission before I came back 2 months ago, I thought I was basically the king, I was strong. But something opened up my eyes and knocked me out of my delusion. I'm not strong. Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least. So, I need all the help I can get. Not willing to sacrifice my humanity, but take anything that's necessary, even if it's from unsavory people that do what they need to do to survive or live." Which the man nods. "Because you understand that no one will respect you, and that you just accepted it, besides putting on that goofy mask that you put on every day." He goes, "Yeah, stop hiding, accept it, live with it. Don't forgive, but, well, don't forgive and don't forget. Be indifferent." Which he does nod. So, basically, what happens is very simple. Naruto is shown a blacksmith shop. Well, he's gonna be shown a blacksmith shop, but basically, Naruto is shown to a clothing store that he runs, which is surprisingly one of the places that did shove him away, but to the outside, but technically gave him the jumpsuit. And then they just explained to him saying, "Hey kid, I can't let you come here, but I can give you this. Come here every day, but come here when you need something, something like this more." And basically, if someone pointed to a jumpsuit or for regular clothing, alright, leave a note here. So basically, there was a box always for Naruto to leave a note that had like a little catcher so it wouldn't go, all the way down to the ground and become dirty. So he asked for like clothing and such. And when Naruto arrived 2 hours later, he went back, opened the lid, and was told to come during the night at this time, and he did. He got clothing from. So he was like, "No way!" I used to, which the guy goes like, "Oh, you're ready to meet Tensai? Interesting." He's like, "Yeah, he was the only one who actually sold me clothing and actually gave me a cheaper price." He goes, "I see. That's why on some of his payments he always was low." Huh. Well, after he explained to us about Kid, I didn't think it was you. So basically, Naruto goes in, Tensai sees him, he's like, "Kid, get out! Oh, hello there, Hisashi." Basically, I know it sounds like the same name, I've just realized probably one of the characters from Naruto, but, different people, same name. But anyways, so he goes like, "Tensai, well, you didn't tell me, but you were basically giving the boy here clothing at a cheaper price." He was like, "Well, you only asked for why, and you did ask for the name." He was like, "Oh, I know. But, you know how I am with kids. So, you did not use it to your advantage, but told me the truth, and I'm glad you just told me. If I knew it was from Naruto here, I would have kind of lashed at you a little bit. but then also congratulate you on being a good businessman. Which he kind of kind of basically still bowing out, looking, just says thank you. But anyway, he goes, raise your head. Basically, some of the villagers that do come to their shop saw these people and they saw Naruto. They look kind of disdained, and he basically looks at them. He goes like, some of the villagers. This is why you always told him, which he not. He goes, well, no matter. He's under my protection. When he enters the shop, you have permission to kick out anybody, and most of the people that come here that basically make the business even run, besides the civilians, is most of the people that work for me. So I'll spread the news around the villagers that don't hate Naruto, hate the boy here during the night. Which he goes, thank you. He just nods. So Naruto, what type of clothing do you want? He goes, well, to be honest, I would like something a little bit more, you can say, looking like a noble, but not too much, kind of old-fashioned. Basically, he describes what it is. Imagine it being basically the jacket's the jacket's Corvo's, and the whole entire outfit underneath is Emily's clothing, but it's male version, male clothing, with basically the boots being the same, which basically that surprised both of them, but then actually kind of grins. It's like, alright, I'll give it my best shot. I mean, it'll be done in a matter of hours. Come back. If I know, basically, Hisashi here, he's gonna show you, and it's gonna take a couple of hours. Which he goes, you sure? He goes, yeah. How much? Naruto asks, how much would it be? Which Hisashi basically puts his hand on Naruto's shoulder and just, not no. He goes, for now, this is basically free. But I would like for duplicates of the clothing, but be more casual for regular use of traveling around the village. Which he does not. He goes like, I'll have some done. So basically, as they leave, Naruto then goes to a ninja store, which technically is Tenten's father's place, Higurashi. Which Naruto's like, wait, this is a store I came to at one point that didn't even basically make me leave. He goes, Higurashi's an old friend of mine. He's always never cared for who they are, as long as basically they're a willing paying customer and they have done nothing wrong to him. Which when Naruto enters, Higurashi goes, Hisashi! Yagosuchi! Because the daughter's with, I forgot the daughter's with, him? He was like, Naruto, it's been a while. How long? 3 years? He was like, yeah, sorry, it's just rent's been getting a little bit more out of hand lately. He just nods. He goes, I see. It's alright. Anyways, why are you here with my two associates? He goes, my old friend. I'd like to have Naruto to gain some more of the items that we don't have on selection. Well, you don't have selection for normal ninjas or civilians. Which his eyes widen and he looks at Naruto. Then he looks back at Hisashi. He goes like, what's the reason? He goes, he helped out my daughter and I want you to sell him these items at a fair price. Not the higher price that the other villagers would give him. Which he does not. So basically he leads Naruto into the back, past the forge, and then when he opens it, the equipment he has is surprisingly to Naruto. It's basically the forge there, but it's like also, there's certain things that Naruto has not seen. Basically, he just says, our group of Yakuza has been a little more further into the times, but not as much as Uzu was. I have Higurashi here, have his basic shop only work for us, and given he's unique equipment, which he nods. He goes like, so, what do you want me to give him? He goes, well, you do have can you make him a mask? Something that keep his, face not recognizable when they look at him. They can't pinpoint who he is. And even to put a seal that would change his hair color. Which he goes, alright. I think I actually have one already made. I don't know why, though. Which Naruto's like, what do you mean? He's like, I had a strange dream a few days ago, and I had the idea to make the mask. Don't know how I even did it half the times. The components that I used were very strange. Which Naruto kind of eyes, thinking. They look like he's thinking and analyzing, calculating. But Higurashi gets the mask, and the mask is from Corvo, from the Dishonor game. So, if you guys don't know what it is, just look it up. Dishonored, and you'll see Corvo with the mask on. I kind of like because it actually can extend the view, so it basically goes more viewing people instead of using a spyglass or telescope. So in a sense, when he basically sees the mask, he sees it's basically weird metals are basically somehow not sticking out, but it looks like it's just been sharp. I mean, basically, the metal looks like it's like a point because it's like gone into each other, and another side going down, look like triangles and such, and attaching to each one. But like I said, look at the map. Look at the mess from Dishonored 1. You'll see. But anyway, so Noah's like, "Whoa, this is really cool." So he puts on the mask, and it somehow fits him, which is kind of strange. And all of a sudden, his hair starts turning black, which technically Higurashi shows him what the mask, done to his look. He's like, okay, that's cool. But so he takes it off, and then he has, got any scrolls here? He was like, yeah, I do. I got a couple of scrolls. What's the ones that you need? He's like, well, I mean, can you just show me first? He's like, sure. So basically, Naruto is shown in the further back of the place, and he basically sees a lot of scrolls. He thought maybe it would have been basically a rune scroll that would, be the reason or a talisman. But unknown to Naruto, Higurashi just had a dream where the outsider showed him a mask, and that was it. Nothing there. But he has found a few scrolls. Basically, one of the scrolls is, well, water jutsu. Water style water dragon jutsu, which his eyes widen because it's like Zabuza. So he basically even finds the hidden mist jutsu. So he's like, I'll take these. He's like, alright. So he basically leaves. He was like, also, he's right next to Higurashi, so they're walking back. Do you do upgrades? He goes, yeah, and we do repairs. So I have this weird crossbow. You mind if I come back before the Chunin exams? Or after the Chunin exams to actually get you to look at it? Maybe to upgrade it? Or basically make it better? It's like, yeah, I would. Well, I wouldn't mind. He goes, thanks. So after that, they leave the shop. Naruto, when he was leaving the shop, walked away with Hisashi and Yakuzo. Yeah, Yakuzo. Yeah, oh my god, her name. I'm just gonna call her Yuki now. Actually, yeah, just change to Yuki. And Yuki and the two guards are passing. He sees a Chinese girl, a Chinese dress, two brown hair buns on a girl with headband, run to the shop. He goes, strange. So, I just said, basically another place is a place that basically is a bookstore that always has books, and was Naruto never went to it, so it's like, okay. So he basically sees the, Hisashi. They're like, sir, what do you need? He's like, oh, just here to show Naruto here. Like, oh, the boy. I was surprised he never even tried to come here before. He's like, I was never like books, and I always avoid reading as much as I could. He goes, fair enough. Anyways, what is it that you need? He's like, well, this is basically just need to tell him this is a place where he can find information on many people that even the whole entire bingo book doesn't even show. Which Naruto's looking at him in shock. And out the back of the gun, he was like, I see. So, information. He's like, yes. wait, this is a place to get information? He goes like, uh-huh. You're lucky, kid. Normally, I wouldn't even have, if you even asked if I even knew anything, I would have had to say, buy a book and I'd tell you. And it would have been just the basic information. But since basically the boss is here, I'll show you the stock that we have and try to help out as much as I can. With a fair price. Because everything has a price. He's like, yep, but you're only getting. So I'll give you about 50% off. Which Naruto's eyes widen. He goes, but it all depends on the information. It's still maybe like 10,000 yen or so. Like, I have to do D ranks for a month. Naruto just said out loud, which he kind of chuckles. Including Yuki and Hisashi. So after that, they go back and he goes back to the clothing shop, and Kagosho basically has the outfit. Naruto puts it on. It fits him. He's surprised. He also says he basically made sure it was reinforced with chakra metal, plus some seals that he has to reinforce it even better, to keep it from, in the cold to keep it warm, and with the, heat to keep it cold when you wear it to keep you cooler, and to actually become where it will dry off if you basically run into the water. You just put a little bit of chocolate into a seal, and that's it. You'll be able to tell which one it is when you look at the jacket and the clothing. And just some regular civilian clothing, but he also said, though, this will actually grow with you, with a few seals that he has, or that he knew that would help, which Naruto thanked it. So after that, they basically leave, and, well, what happens next is very simple. He gets back to his apartment, thanked them. They said it's no problem. And also since, well, I did repay my debt, and you actually are acquaintance, a friend of mine, I'll have a few of my people here to keep an eye on you that will be better than the Anbu. Which he does nod and thank him. So Naruto, basically goes back to his apartment, puts the clothes on, put clothes away, and yeah, he basically returns the paper, and the Chunin exams are going to start. We skip to that day. But I do have to go. It's been over this long. So we're going to start probably next part on that. I probably will make part 3 tomorrow or later tonight after my work. So I hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.